Yes. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining second demo session for the Java full stack development. So today I will start basically from the module number one. So before going to that, I will just introduce like I will just go through what we have covered in the last session. So, as you know, in the last session, it is around 1.5 hour. So, in that session, we have covered all the modules which we are going to cover as a part of this batch. So, most of the modules are related to the web development only and building your knowledge or building your logic in the programming language. So, first session is all about get familiar with the programming language, that is our Java language. Then we have the second module as well. So quickly recap I will do. So that is for the getting the understanding about the server side concept with the help of Java language. Third module was related to the Spring framework. So as soon as you get the new understanding uh, about the server side technologies or server side topics like a Servlet JSP, how we can use the framework in order to keep the consistency, reusability, and scalability, maintainability. So for that purpose, how we can start using the framework for building the backend. Then we also need to go through the module number four, that is the database side. As soon as you build any server side application and you want to persist the data somewhere on the database for the permanently. So in that case, what kind of database we can use, how we can communicate to the database from the server side application, and what is the NoSQL database, what is the SQL database, when we should go for the NoSQL, that we can cover as a part of this module. Once we done with the backend services, backend related technologies, we also need to develop the front end side. So front end we will mostly use the React.js here. And those who want to learn the Angular, we already have that playlist available on our YouTube channel. You can see the end-to-end development with the help of Angular 14. And that's why we have chosen the React.js this time. So that way we will have the flexibility. You can either go with the React or Angular, whatever technology you would like or you would prefer. And you can still use the Java full stack development or Java backend with Angular or React.js. So this time we are going to learn the React.js, and we will also learn some core technologies like HTML, CSS, JavaScript like that. Once we done with the front end part, we will see how we can integrate the front end with the back end, how we can call the RESTful APIs, what is the form validation, authentication mechanism, how we can handle the multi-part upload while doing the file upload scenarios, and how to build and run the end-to-end application at the local environment. That we will learn here. Next thing is we will see some tools on DevOps basic practices in order to deploy your application on the cloud. So that way internet public or other team members, or we can say publicly, how we can host that application on the internet. So that we will see as a part of this tool, and some tools for the following your development practices, like you want to check in the code changes, you want to share that with some other team members, you want to collaborate with multiple team members want to collaborate with the same project. So that thing we will do as a part of this module number 7, and then we will focus on the interview practice. So this is the end-to-end we can say roadmap for this Java full stack development course. And now today we are going to start with the module number 1, that is programming language, how we can get familiar with the Java programming language. So as this is the demo session, I will cover like a few points for each and every topic. So it is not something like we will go in detail, because we have to cover two demo sessions will be there today and tomorrow. So we have to cover most of the interesting topics, so that way you will build or you will build some interest into this course. And then from Wednesday onward we will start learning each and every topic in detail. So today I will just try to build your interest in the software development or web application development with the help of Java. Now let's assume you as a candidate or you as a student do not have any understanding about the software development. So we will first of all discuss on that topic. What is web development or software development? Who can become the Java full stack developer? What will be the roles and responsibilities once you join any IT company? So that is something we will discuss as a part of this session today. Okay. So first of all, what is Java programming language? So Java programming language is basically same. You might heard about C language, C++ language. So it is same like that. So it is one of the language. It is open source and platform independent. So open source means what? You can use this language for building your enterprise level application without paying any amount to anyone. That is open source. It is a free of cost. Okay. Another thing is it is a platform independent, means you can build the applications for Windows operating system, you can build it for Linux operating system or any Ubuntu and all. You can build it for any operating system. So it is a platform independent. Okay, and you can basically whatever concept you learn into the Java program, sorry, C++ programming language, almost similar concept you will find here in the Java. So Java is a pure object-oriented programming language. So it will help you to whatever instructions you will write in the notepad. So Java will help you to convert that your instruction into the machine readable format. So that is the programming language. Got it? So programming language means it will help you to turn your logic into instructions which computer can execute and understand. That is nothing but your programming language. Okay. Now you will say, sir, why Java programming language? Why not C Sharp? Why not Python? Why not C and C++? So I would say Java is a platform independent. Now C Sharp is also platform independent. So that is a good thing there. It is more secure. Most of the banking website, if you see, those are developed with the help of Java programming language itself, or only because Java is very secure language that in the software industry we can say. So that's why we can go with the Java for building the enterprise level applications. Even your Android Studio, whatever Android applications you can build, those applications are also using the Java as a primary language for building the Android application. अगर आपको मान लो आपका खुद का टू डू एप्लीकेशन लिखना है कि जब भी मैं एंड्रॉयड मोबाइल ओपन करूंगा देयर शुड बी माय ओन एप्लीकेशन वेयर आई कैन ऐड माय टू डू आइटम्स डेली बेसिस and it will have some models like completion as well as pending, completed, mark for later, like that. So such kind of models you can create in the Android. So how you can do that? You can basically use the Android Studio, Android development kit, and in that primary language is nothing but your Java language. अगर आपने आज Java language आपको आती है as a programming language, then you can build the Android application as well as you can build the web application and desktop application. So it is a flexible. So same knowledge will be used into multiple different places or multiple building the multiple different applications, and then we can build the strong backend applications with the help of Java. So that's why you should go with the Java language. So this is the answer for the why Java. Then in the Java we have the JVM, JRE and JDK. Okay, we can see it is a triangle of Java. It is very important to know what is JVM, what is JRE, what is JDK. Okay, so let's just think the real-time example to get the understanding. So just assume that JVM is your translator. Okay, so translator means it will allow your Java code to run on any operating system. So that is your JVM. So just like your interpreter, let's say uh, you want to speak in English, but you can't. So what you will do? You will keep one translator. You will speak in Hindi. आप हिंदी में बात करोगे then the translator will understand both the things. He can understand the Hindi as well as he can understand the English. So that translator will basically understand your Hindi, will translate that in English and will deliver to your audience. Okay. So same thing, JVM is nothing but doing the same thing. It will translate your Java code and that Java code will basically execute on any operating system. So it is just like the interpreter we can say. Okay. Then let's talk about what is JDK and why we should use that. So JDK basically will help you to do the development. Okay. So whatever, whenever you will start working on Java programming language, and if you go with the JDK, so JDK will help you to provide all the base libraries that will be readily available for you. For example, let's take an example. आपको क्या करना है कि एक फाइल है CSV फाइल, that file you want to read and you want to do some transformation and write it somewhere on the destination place. So अभी फाइल रीड करना है, उसमें रीड करने के बाद जो भी कंटेंट्स आएंगे उसमें कुछ मैनिपुलेशन करने हैं, then you want to basically save that output somewhere on the disk. So that code you can't write from the scratch, right? फाइल कैसे रीड करना है, ये सारा कोड आपको फिर लिखने के लिए टाइम लगेगा. So such kind of the necessary base packages or libraries are readily available if you go with the JDK. Okay, so that you will have to install. So JDK is a Java development kit that will help you to start the development with the Java programming language. You can use that, and then you can build your Java application. You can run that application, all these things. Okay, now we will discuss about data types, variables, and operators. So data types has two types. One is primitive data type and non-primitive data type. I will just open the notepad as well, so that way you will be on the same page. Okay, so we have two types of data type. First is primitive data type. Okay, so primitive data types means like your integer, float, okay, character, and boolean. Now I will quickly tell what is integer, float, character. So integer means your numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So these are the integer values. Okay. Data type means what kind of data you want to store in the memory. Why you will require the data type? Because let's say आपको क्या करना है, किसी ने बोला कि I will provide you two numbers. You will have to do the addition operation on them. Okay. So आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा कि मान लो किसी ने मुझे नंबर ए बताया, नंबर ए इज़ 1, नंबर बी इज़ 2. नाउ इनका एडिशन करके मुझे आउटपुट दो. फिर आप क्या करोगे, एक फंक्शन लिखोगे, उसमें ए इज़ 2, ए वेरिएबल विल होल्ड द वैल्यू ऑफ नंबर 1, बी वेरिएबल विल होल्ड द वैल्यू ऑफ नंबर 2. दोनों का एडिशन कैसे करोगे, प्लस ऑपरेटर से, एंड देन यू विल रिटर्न द रिजल्ट. So in order to do that operation, addition operator, you will have to keep that number somewhere in the memory. Okay. So जैसे ही हम किसी वेरिएबल को मेमोरी में रखते हैं, सो उसके लिए आपको एक वेरिएबल क्रिएट करना पड़ेगा. सो दैट वेरिएबल कौन से टाइप का होना चाहिए, टू डिफाइन दैट यू विल रिक्वायर द डेटा टाइप. ओके, जैसे कि इंटीजर टाइप का एक वेरिएबल रहेगा. सो दैट वेरिएबल विल हेल्प मी टू सेव द डेटा समवेयर इन द मेमोरी लोकेशन. गॉट इट. सो वी हैव टू डिफाइन कि मैं कौन से टाइप का डेटा मैं सेव करना चाह रहा हूँ. So on the basis of that type, JVM will understand whether to store that in the stack memory or whether to store that in the heap memory. So this is little advanced concept. We will learn that later. But we need to define the data type before storing the data on the disk. Okay, somewhere in the memory. कहीं पे तो store करना पड़ता है उसको, ऐसा मान लो. So that's why we can define the data type, and accordingly you can save the value to the variable. So integer means your numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Float यानी फ्रैक्शनल नंबर्स, जैसे कि 1.1, 1.2, 2.5, जो भी फ्रैक्शनल नंबर रहते हैं, सो दैट इज योर फ्लोट. ओके. एंड कैरेक्टर यानी वन अल्फ़ाबेट, जैसे कि ए बी सी डी एफ जे. सो ये जो अल्फ़ाबेट्स है उसमें से एक अल्फ़ाबेट मतलब आपका हो गया कैरेक्टर. ओके. नाउ यू विल से व्हाई वी नीड टू स्टोर द कैरेक्टर. समटाइम्स हो सकता है कि आपको कुछ कैरेक्टर्स है जो यू वांट टू यूज इनटू योर प्रोग्राम for giving some hints or giving some options to the user, so that way they can use the specific character to perform some function call. So that you can do with the help of character. So character आप string, जो string होती है वो it will be nothing but your set of collection of characters. जैसे ही दो तीन characters हम concatenate करते हैं, then you will get the string, right? So one single character from the string is nothing but the character data type. And then boolean is there. Boolean मतलब true and false. So true and false मतलब either data type or variable will have only two possibilities. It can be either true or it can be either false. That's it. So if you know the truth table, that will help you to build the logic as well. We'll discuss that later. Let's focus on the data type first. So Boolean means either on and off, true and false, 1 or 0. So 1 means true, 0 means false, on means true, off means false, true means true, false means false. Okay, that is the Boolean data type. सो आप ये कब यूज करोगे बुलियन डेटा टाइप? जैसे कि मान लो you want to build some toggle functionality, yes or no, true or false. Like someone asks you to start the light, what you will do, you will go and switch on the button. ओके, जो स्विच रहता है उसको ऑन करोगे, राइट? अगर आपको ऑफ करना है लाइट, आप क्या करोगे? वो बटन को ऑफ करेंगे। मतलब आपके पास दो ही ऑप्शन है, आइदर आप उसको ऑन कर सकते हो या फिर ऑफ कर सकते हो, थर्ड ऑप्शन नहीं है आपके पास। सो दैट इज नथिंग बट यूर बुलियन डेटा टाइप। ओके, गिव मिनट। ओके, नाउ लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नॉन प्रिमिटिव डेटा टाइप। अभी नॉन प्रिमिटिव डेटा टाइप क्या होता है देखो। ओके, सो नॉन प्रिमिटिव में मान लो आपके स्ट्रिंग्स हो गए, ओके, देन एरेज हो गए, कलेक्शंस है, क्लासेस है। ओके, सो दिस विल बी योर नॉन प्रिमिटिव। सो जैसे कि जो स्ट्रिंग रहता है वो रेफरेंस डेटा टाइप है। रेफरेंस यानी इट विल होल्ड द रेफरेंस ऑफ द मेमोरी। ओके, जो भी वेरिएबल रहता है वो मेमोरी का एड्रेस होल्ड करता है, लेकिन जो प्रिमिटिव डेटा टाइप रहते हैं वो वैल्यू होल्ड करते हैं। मतलब अगर आपने उस वेरिएबल को किसी गिव मी मिनट। ओके, मतलब मान लो किसी फंक्शन को हमने स्ट्रिंग वेरिएबल एज अ पैरामीटर सेंड किया, एंड देन इफ यू चेंज द वैल्यू इनसाइड द फंक्शन, तो वहाँ पे क्या होगा कि वो मेमोरी का जो एड्रेस रहता है, दैट एड्रेस विल पास एज अ पैरामीटर। उससे क्या होगा कि अगर आपने उस वेरिएबल की वैल्यू चेंज किया, देन it will basically change to the original memory location. So that's why. Okay, give me a minute. Something is disturbing. Okay, fine. So that is your non-primitive data type. Now we will discuss on the, let's say, some operators. I'm just taking some high level things. Okay, so that way you just wanted to build your interest today. As soon as we basically started the official session, we can go more deeper each and every topic. Don't worry. So we are discussing about now uh, operators. जैसे कि मैंने बोला था आपको कि let's say I have two numbers and I wanted to basically do some operations on that. So how we can do the operations? So we have, let's say, two operand, left side and right side, two numbers, and I can do the operations with the help of plus operator. So that plus operator will help you to do the addition operation. So let's talk about operators. So we have, let's say, arithmetic operators. Mm. Then in the arithmetic operators, we have plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus. These are the arithmetic operators. Okay. So what is arithmetic operators? It's like let's say I wanted to do some operation on two numbers. Then in that case, I will go with the arithmetic operators. Okay, minus operator is there. I wanted to do some subtraction operation. I want to subtract the value of b from value a, and whatever result will produce, I wanted to return that. So you can go with minus operator. It is very basic, everyone knows that normal basic mathematical concept. So multiplication operator, it will just multiply a with b and will produce the result. Same is like addition, sorry, division operator. So I wanted to divide a by b. A has a 10, b has a 5. It will return 2 as the output. Now it is like important operator is there, that is modulus. You will see this in multiple places. So don't need to get confused between division and modulus. Both are doing the same thing but producing the different result. Like for example, I have A is equal to 10 and B is equal to 5. And if I do A divided by B, and C will hold the result, the answer. Okay, what is the answer? A is a 10, B is a 5, so answer is 0. So C will hold 0 value. But if I do like this, D A modulus B is equal to what? So in this case, it will basically uh, so 10 divided by 5. Okay, so 10 divided by, sorry, in this case it will produce 2, it will produce 0. So this is the answer. Okay, I have to like do 5 10 divided by 5 is 2. This is your answer. But what is the remainder? Remainder is 0. So this modulus operator will always give you the remainder, not the answer. So this is the only difference. Both are doing the same thing. It will also doing the division operation only, but eventually result will be different. Okay. Then we have like a next operator types, that is, let's say, logical operator or relational operator. You can say comparison. Now comparison operators means, let's say, less than, okay, greater than, then greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, equal to. So these are your comparison operators. It will help you to compare two operands, like what is the value in the left side and what is the value in the right side. So based on the operator, it will compare both of them and accordingly will produce the result in a form of boolean. मतलब वो आपको देगा कि भाई अभी देखो ये है ग्रेटर देन ऑपरेटर. सो ग्रेटर देन मतलब लेट्स से आई हैव 10 into the a variable, 5 into b variable, and I am doing like this: a greater than b. What will be the output? It will be true, because a, whatever value we are having in the a variable, that is 10, is greater than the value of b variable. That's why it will produce 2. So in this case you should know truth table. One, so it is logical and, okay. So लॉजिकल एंड का जो ट्रूथ टेबल है वो ऐसा है: अगर एक कंडीशन ट्रू है, दूसरा कंडीशन ट्रू है, देन यू विल गेट ट्रू. ओके, देन पहला कंडीशन ट्रू है, दूसरा कंडीशन फॉल्स है, यू विल गेट जीरो, मीन्स फॉल्स. अगर पहला कंडीशन फॉल्स है, दूसरा ट्रू है, यू विल गेट जीरो, मीन्स फॉल्स ओनली. अगर दोनों कंडीशन फॉल्स है, यू विल गेट जीरो. ओके, सो दिस इज द ट्रूथ टेबल फॉर लॉजिकल एंड. ये कब करना पड़ता है? जब you are having more than two conditions in the if block. You are having more than one condition to verify, not two condition. So जब भी आपको एक और एक से ज़्यादा कंडीशन आपको चेक करनी है, and then on the basis of result of both the condition you want to define the final result. So you should know about this truth table. Okay, this is your logical and. Now there is a logical or actual. Okay, so in this case क्या होता है कि at least one condition should be true, then it will true, otherwise it will always false. Like अगर पहला कंडीशन ट्रू है, दूसरा ट्रू है, you will get true. ओके, पहला ट्रू है, दूसरा फॉल्स है, you will get true. अगर पहला कंडीशन फॉल्स है एंड देन दूसरा ट्रू है, देन also you will get true. बट अगर दोनों फॉल्स है, देन इवेंचुअली you will get false only. So this is the logical or. अभी ट्रू एंड फॉल्स कैसे डिफाइन होगा? बेस्ड ऑन दिस कंपैरिजन ऑपरेटर्स. जैसे कि आई एम यूजिंग a इक्वल टू b. तो a एंड b दोनों में सेम वैल्यू है क्या? नहीं है. सो दैट्स व्हाई यू विल गेट ट्रू, सॉरी फॉल्स. ओके, व्हाई? बिकॉज a is having 10, b is having 5, and both are not same. That's why false. Okay, same for this is greater than, this is greater than, equal to, less than equal to, not equal to. मतलब अगर मैं ऐसा यूज कर रहा हूँ, not equal to, so a and b both are not having same value. True? Yes, because both are not having same value. So this is the inverse operation of the equal to. Okay, now there are some conditional statements also in Java. Okay, conditional statement and e block is there, else block is there, switch statement is there. So before executing your code, if you want to basically uh, check some condition, and if that condition is true, then only you want to execute some logic. Then you can go with the if else statement. There is a loops as well, like for loop, while loop, do while loop. Okay, so these are the loops. When you can use them when you want to execute some set of statement multiple times, but you don't want to repeat your code again and again. So in that case, you can go with the loops. Okay, and there is a break keyword and continue keyword. Okay, so when we should go with the break keyword, when we should go with the continue keyword, so that will also you can basically use them while इटरेटिंग ओवर द लूप्स. जब भी आप लूप्स के अंदर काम कर रहे हो, फॉर लूप के अंदर, वाइल लूप के अंदर, डू वाइल लूप के अंदर, उसके अंदर हम कब ब्रेक कीवर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं एंड कब कंटिन्यू कीवर्ड यूज कर सकते हैं, दैट वी विल सी देयर. ओके, नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट ई ब्लॉक. आई वांट टू basically print the hello world message if user is, let's say, user is logged in. अगर यूजर लॉग्ड इन है तभी जाके मुझे हेलो वर्ल्ड का मैसेज प्रिंट करना है. अभी आई हैव अ स्ट्रिंग वेरिएबल. ओके, str यूजर नेम, जैसे मैंने बोला था कि एक स्ट्रिंग करके डेटा टाइप रहता है. इन दैट वी कैन हैव मल्टीपल कैरेक्टर्स. सो इफ यू हैव द मल्टीपल कैरेक्टर्स इट विल बिकम string. So let's say I have username that is xyz, let's say Amar. Okay, so this is my username. जैसे ही यूजर लॉगिन करता है, दिस वेरिएबल, लेट्स सपोज दिस वेरिएबल विल हैव द वैल्यू लाइक दिस. यूजर का नाम यहाँ पे रहने वाला है. सो मेरा लॉजिक क्या था, अगर यूजर ने लॉगिन किया है तभी मुझे हेलो वर्ड प्रिंट करना है या फिर हेलो अमर ऐसा प्रिंट करना है. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल चेक इफ यूजर नेम नॉट इक्वल टू एम्प्टी स्ट्रिंग. ओके, या फिर और यूजर नेम नॉट इक्वल टू नल. ओके, नल यानी नथिंग. अगर नल ही ले लो, चलो, इट विल बी मोर इजी फॉर यू. अगर यूजर नेम के अंदर नल वैल्यू नहीं है, इसका मतलब यूजर लॉग्ड इन है. एंड इफ यूजर इज लॉग्ड इन, मुझे प्रिंट करना है. सो मैं कैसे यूज करूंगा, सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट println. Okay, so this is the function to print on the console. What I have to print, I have to print like hello, और इसके बाद मुझे प्रिंट करना है यूजर का नाम डायनामिकली. सो यहाँ पे आ जाएगा यूजर नेम, हेलो यूजर नेम. तो ये डायनामिकली क्या प्रिंट करेगा, यहाँ पे हेलो अमर. तो आप बोलोगे कि सर ये डायरेक्ट अमर हम यहाँ पे डाल देंगे तो हमें ये वेरिएबल की जरूरत नहीं रहेगी. दैट इज ट्रू, बट दैट वेरिएबल आई विल रिक्वायर टू प्रिंट to verify whether user has logged in or not, and on the basis of that our code should take the decision whether to print this statement or not. And while printing that, I wanted to print a dynamic name, so this variable can hold any value. Okay, so there are two things, static value, dynamic value. अभी static value क्या रहता है कि अगर आपने ऐसा हार्ड कोडेड कुछ वैल्यू डाल दिया डबल कोटेशन के अंदर, सो दिस प्रोग्राम विल नेवर चेंज. ये कभी भी रन करो आप, कौन सी भी सिचुएशन में रन करो, आपका आउटपुट सेम ही आएगा, हेलो अमर ऐसा. डायनामिक कैसे रहता है कि जैसे आप लॉगिन करते हो, यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड आपने एंटर किया, लॉगिन बटन पर क्लिक किया, सो जिस यूजर नेम एंड पासवर्ड का कॉम्बिनेशन आपने डाला था, उसका जो फुल नेम है वो डेटाबेस में हम लेके आएंगे with the help of JDBC, and that full name we will assign to this variable, and that variable will print that name here. So it will be dynamically. जैसे आप जैसे कि जीमेल में लॉगिन करते हो तो आपको कॉर्नर में आता है ना आपका नाम, वेलकम एंड देन अमर, आकाश, बालाजी. सो उससे पता चलता है कि कौन से यूजर ने लॉगिन किया हुआ है. ओके, सो सेम थिंग, सो दैट इज द डायनामिक थिंग. So dynamically it will basically assign your full name to this variable, and we will verify whether it is not null, and then it will print. So this is your if block. If block यानी क्या, you want to provide some condition, and on the basis of that condition you want to take the decision whether to print it or not. ओके, एल्स ब्लॉक भी है। अगर मान लो यूजर लॉगिन नहीं है तो क्या करना है, तो मुझे और एक मैसेज प्रिंट करना है कि प्लीज लॉग इन फर्स्ट, प्लीज लॉग इन फर्स्ट। So if you want to access any dashboard related activities, pages or components, please log in first. अगर login है तो hello username, login नहीं है then please log in first, ऐसा मैसेज मुझे दिखाना है। So ये हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, with the help of else block। ओके, else block यानी अगर this condition is false then it will execute this line, if this condition is true then it will execute this line. So this is your conditional statement. So based on the condition, it will decide what need to be executed. Okay. There is one more switch statement. So switch statement यानी if you want to check multiple condition, जैसे कि आपको किसी ने बोला I will provide you the number and you will have to print the month in the string format, जैसे कि January, February, March, April, May. So that string format I will have to identify on the fly based on the input provided by the user. जैसे कि यूजर ने डाल दिया 5, so what will be the output, May. यूजर ने डाल दिया 7, output will be July. I have provided let's say 12, output should be December. So to build this program, if you see, you will have to write multiple conditions one after another. Okay. So उसके लिए आपको क्या करना है, आपको एक स्विच स्टेटमेंट लिखना है। सो लाइक दिस वी विल राइट, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल नंबर है तो मैं लिखूंगा यहाँ पे इंटीजर। ओके, इंटीजर नंबर इक्वल टू लेट्स से 5, हार्ड कोडेड है। Okay, you will get dynamic. Let's assume that how to get dynamically, there is a scanner class and with the help of that we can get the dynamic input from the user. We will see that in the real-time programs. Whenever we'll write the program in the Eclipse, I will show you that. Okay, now I have a number which is having the 5. So I want to check switch. Okay, switch number case. If it is 1, then system dot out dot print January and then break. So this is the syntax for the switch statement. Now same thing or same line I will have to repeat like this. Okay, so I will have to repeat this 12 times like this, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, 2 and February, then March, April, so on, December, and here we will have 12. So this is how we can basically make use of the switch statement. So what is the use of switch statement? When you want to add or verify multiple conditions, in that case, instead of writing if else ladder, you can simplify that logic or code to reduce the number of lines with the help of switch statement. And this is how you can write that. Got it? So this is your conditional statement. Now let's move on to the for loop. सो फॉर लूप क्या होता है कि मान लो किसी ने बोला आपको कि प्रिंट 1 नंबर, व्हाट यू विल डू लाइक दिस, सिस्टम डॉट आउट डॉट प्रिंट 1. ओके सर, आई एम डन, गुड. नाउ लेट्स डू वन थिंग, प्रिंट 2 numbers. Sure sir, I will just copy this line, 1 and 2. Got it. Okay, let's print 1 2 and 3. Sure sir, let me copy that line again, 3. Good. Now print 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 up to 100. What you will do? So in this case you will think to write this line 100 times. That is not good approach. You should not increase the number of lines in the source code. Okay, if you can achieve that within less line of code. So in this case what you can do, you can go with the for loop. So in the for loop, you can have the iterations. So how we can define the iterations like this? सबसे पहले आपको क्या करना है यहाँ पे इनिशियलाइजेशन. So integer I is equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 100, I plus plus. So this is how you can basically define the expression in the for loop. So first thing is initialization, condition, increment or decrement. Okay, and then inside that you can write only one single line to print the value of I. I has 1, it will print 1, then it will get increased to 1 plus plus na, it will increase by one number. 1 minus minus na, it will decrease by one number. Okay, so it is nothing but like this. So this whole expression we can simplify with the help of I plus plus. Got it? So it will increment the I value with the 1, it will become 2. If 2 is less than or equal to 100, yes, it will print that again. Then again it will increase by 1. Then again check less than 100, yes, it will print that value until it will reach to the 100 number. And when I will become 101 and that is not less than 100, it will come out of this loop and then it will terminate the program. So if you want to iterate same condition, same set of statement multiple times, you can basically use the loop there. Got it? Now there is one more type of loop, that is while loop. So while loop will also do the same thing. Let me show you. So you can see same program I can convert into while loop. So it has a different syntax. सबसे पहले क्या होता है कि initialization while loop के बाहर होता है. मतलब ये जो portion था, this portion we can write above the while loop. Then जो condition रहता है that you can write inside the while loop condition, ये parenthesis के अंदर. And then जो भी increment और decrement होता है that you can write after all statement in the loop itself. Okay, so this is the syntax or example for the while loop. It will also produce the same set of numbers or same output. Now your question will be, so if we can achieve the same thing in while loop as well as for loop, why we have two different types of loop? So mostly in the programming, programmers will use the while loop when they do not know how many iterations will happen. You cannot judge that, so you can go with the while. But when you know that I want to iterate exactly 10 times, I want to iterate exactly 5 times, 6 times, 12 times. So when you know how many iterations should happen, in that case you can go with the for loop. But when you are not sure how many iterations may happen, you can go with the while loop. For example, आप क्या कर रहे हो कि एक फाइल है जो फाइल आपको रीड करनी है. अभी फाइल में 10 लाइन्स हो सकती है, 20 लाइन्स हो सकती है, 100 लाइन्स हो सकती है, या फिर कुछ भी नहीं हो सकता है. यू कैनॉट judge that, right? You cannot basically guess that until and unless you are actually reading the file. So you can just write the code like while file has a next line, do the read operation. So in the while you can has this condition, has a next line, yes, read that, has a next line, yes, read that, has a next line, yes, read that. So until you are not sure how many times I wanted to basically iterate the same thing, you can go with the while loop. But I know for sure I wanted to iterate exactly 100 times, so I will go with the for loop. But I am not sure how many times I wanted to iterate, I will go with the while loop. Got it? So this is the only difference, but programmatically, syntactically, there are many differences. But when to use what, this is the example. Do while loop is there. So do while loop and while loop both are exactly same. I will show you. So do while loop like this. This is a do, and this condition we will just move below like this while, and there will be a semicolon. So same thing. What is the difference between the while and do while now? So do will always execute this statement at least one time. Okay, I is equal to 1. let's say I is equal to 101. Okay, now do, it will execute this code. It will print 101. Will increase it to the 102, and 102 is less than 100. No, false. Then it will not go inside that loop again. It will come out of it. But same thing, same example, if I do when I was working with the while loop, and if value is 101, what will happen now? It will check 101 is less than 100. No, false. So it will not even print this line at least one also. So एक बार भी वो कोड एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होने वाला अगर आप while loop यूज कर रहे हो and condition false है. But if you are using do while loop and condition false, then at least one time that will get execute. At least one time, even though condition is false. That is the do while loop. So this is like a basic understanding about the conditional statement, loops. Now let's talk about break and continue. Okay. So break keyword हम कब use करने वाले हैं? Let's say I wanted to break as soon as I reach to the 50 number. Okay. If if I is equal to 50, then break. इससे क्या होगा? इससे होगा ऐसा, इवन दो यू हैव मेंशन कि मुझे 100 बार ये फॉर लूप इटरेट करना है, and if you have something like this inside the for loop, then it will never reach to the 100 iterations. It will always exit from the 50 iteration. After the 50 iteration, it will automatically get exit. Means 51 iteration कभी नहीं होगा क्योंकि हमने डायरेक्टली ब्रेक कीवर्ड यूज किया. ब्रेक यानी स्टॉप द लूप, कम आउट ऑफ इट. नाउ इफ आई यूज कंटिन्यू हियर, तो क्या होगा? It will execute this for loop 99 times. It will execute 100 times, but it will not print the 50 number. It will continue to the next iteration. मतलब 49 है, okay, 49 is not equal to 50. It will print that. Then it will plus, it will become 50. 50 is equal to 50, true. It will continue. Continue मतलब ये जो line है ये execute नहीं होगी. It will go to the next iteration, that is 51, and then 51 प्रिंट होने वाला है, 52 होगा, 3 होगा, up to the 100, but 50 नंबर skip हो जाएगा. So when you want to specifically skip the current iteration, you can go with continue keyword, and when you want to completely stop the loop and come out of it, you can go with the exit keyword. Okay, so this is what the high level understanding of the control statement is. Okay, now there is like a methods as well. So methods and parameters. What is method? So method means when you want to basically execute a couple of statement or list of statement at one go. So and you want to make it reusable as well. जैसे कि मेरा एक बैंक का अकाउंट है मान लो. ओके, आई हैव अ बैंक अकाउंट. ओके, सो मैं क्या क्या कर सकता हूँ इसमें? आई कैन लॉग इन टू नेट बैंकिंग. नेट बैंकिंग. Okay, then I can withdraw amount from ATM. I can deposit amount to account. So these are the functions. Okay, I have a bank account, but with my bank account I can do all these things. I want to check available balance. So in order to do the check available balance, I will have to execute couple of lines, right? I have to do some uh, validation first, who is requesting for the bank account, and then accordingly, if you have the authorized permission, then only I will give you the access and show you the available balance. Okay, so this is your check available balance function. So obviously for checking the balance I will have to write, let's say, 10 line of code. So I want to check the available balance into multiple different scenarios. So every scenario I should not write that 10 line of code repeated. Okay, so to avoid that redundancy, duplicate code, I can make this function as a utility function. Somewhere central as I will keep that. We'll add all the 10 lines into this function and we just need to call it. Just give the proper name so that way we can understand what will happen when I call this function. Internally what will happen. Okay, so this is your method. So method is nothing but set lines of code that will basically help you to produce some output, and it will help you to basically achieve the reusability, avoid the deduplication of the code. Okay, now we can also pass the parameter. I want to check the balance, but which account, कौन से account का balance देखना है मुझे. Okay, so I can basically pass account number as a parameter. So string account ऐसे हम parameter pass कर सकते हैं method को. Okay, you can pass multiple parameters. I want to pass the account number parameter as well as bank name, ये कौन से बैंक का account है. Okay, as well as IFSC code, ये कौन सी शाखा है, branch है. So that you can pass from here. Okay, and then there is a, like for example I want to log into the net banking. So obviously what parameters I need to pass, like string username, string password. So these are the mandatory parameters. If I pass these values, then only it can help you to do the operations like login. Okay, so this is how we can basically pass the parameters while calling the function. So function जब भी हम लिखते हैं तो तीन चीजें ध्यान में रखना. पहली function signature. Okay, दूसरा function definition and तीसरा function calling. ये तीन चीजें जब भी आपके सीनियर मेंबर्स है एज अ डेवलपर आपके कलीग से बोलते रहेंगे, व्हाट इज द सिग्नेचर फॉर दैट फंक्शन, दिखा मुझे. सो आपको क्या दिखाना है, हाउ दैट फंक्शन इज लुक लाइक, दिस इज योर सिग्नेचर. ओके, उसका नाम क्या है, उसका रिटर्न टाइप क्या है, क्या रिटर्न करेगा ये, चेक अवेलेबल बैलेंस, इट विल रिटर्न यू इंटीजर और डेसिमल वैल्यू. ओके, लेट्स से इंटीजर, ये इंटीजर रिटर्न करेगा मतलब इसका आउटपुट कौन से टाइप में मुझे आएगा, उसका नाम क्या है, उसके कितने पैरामीटर्स है, हर पैरामीटर्स का डेटा टाइप क्या होना चाहिए, उसका सीक्वेंस क्या होना चाहिए. सो दैट इज नथिंग बट योर फंक्शन सिग्नेचर. गॉट इट. नाउ देर इज अ फंक्शन डेफिनेशन एज वेल. डेफिनेशन यानी कि शो मी द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दिस फंक्शन, मतलब मुझे वो फंक्शन का कोड दिखाओ, कहाँ पे लिखा है, कौन से क्लास में लिखा है, ऐसे आपको पूछेंगे. सो यू शुड बी एबल टू शो दैट. जैसे कि ऐसा एक फंक्शन रहता है और उसका डेफिनेशन मतलब एक कर्ली ब्रैकेट के अंदर लिखा होता है, लाइन 1, लाइन 2, लाइन 3. So this is your function definition. Got it? Now there is a function calling. Okay, show me where you call this function. So मान लो ये फंक्शन लिखा हुआ है किसी क्लास के अंदर, वो यूटिलिटी क्लास है, जैसे कि अकाउंट नाम का कुछ क्लास है, डॉट शो अवेलेबल बैलेंस. So this is how we can call that function. While doing that, you will have to pass this parameter. So this is my account number, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. Okay, then bank name and IPC code, ऐसा कुछ रहता है. So whenever I will call this function, what this function is going to return me, it will return me integer value. Okay, so it will produce some output. That output I will have to take somewhere, integer balance is equal to, I will get the result, and that result you can use for printing in the console, जैसे कि system dot out dot println, and यहाँ पे आप क्या कर सकते हो, वो बैलेंस प्रिंट कर सकते हो. और आप कॉन्केटेनेशन कर सकते हो, यूर अकाउंट बैलेंस इज कोलन, प्लस ऑपरेटर यूज करना है उसको ज्वाइन करने के लिए, कॉन्केटेनेट करने के लिए, एंड दिस विल बी योर रियल टाइम बैलेंस. यहाँ पे स्ट्रिंग क्लोज भी करना है केयरफुली. Okay, so this is what your function calling is. Got it? So whenever you will work you are working with the function, if someone says show me the signature of that function, don't get surprised. He is asking for how your function signature or function name, return type, parameter lists are look like. he just wanted to see that contract यानी उसका signature. Okay, if someone asks show me the definition of the function, matlab he is asking what line of code I have written in that function, so that way we can adjust that as per the requirement. If someone is asking from where you call this function, show me what parameter you pass while calling that function and what you are doing with the response. So these are the parameters I am passing while calling this function from this class, and it is producing me this output, and that output I am using for displaying the result in the console. Okay, so this is what the function calling means, and function or methods means. Function is nothing but the methods, no difference at all. Okay, so this is all about these basic things. There are so many other things like ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग लैंग्वेज, वो बहुत बड़ा टॉपिक है, उसमें 4 डिफरेंट पिलर्स होते हैं. आई विल क्विकली एक्सप्लेन. इनहेरिटेंस, पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, अब्स्ट्रैक्शन एंड इनकैप्सुलेशन. इनहेरिटेंस रीयूजेबिलिटी के लिए हम यूज़ करते हैं, जैसे कि पेरेंट क्लास रहता है, चाइल्ड क्लास रहता है. सो वट एवर मेंबर वेरिएबल्स or functions we have written in the parent class, you can basically reuse them into the child class. ओके, पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म है, उसमें दो टाइप्स होते हैं, स्टैटिक पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म, डायनामिक पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म. मेथड ओवरलोडिंग मतलब स्टैटिक पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म होता है, एंड मेथड ओवरराइडिंग मतलब डायनामिक पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म होता है. एनकैप्सुलेशन है, एब्स्ट्रैक्शन है. सो दीज आर द फोर मेन पिलर्स ऑफ द ओप्स, and then we will see them with example maybe tomorrow, and we'll see some collections as well, like list, set, map, file handling, arrays. So we'll have some example on them. Do you have any questions? Like, it is very basic thing we have basically learned today. I just wanted to build some interest into the programming language. If someone is not aware what is Java and why we should use Java, what is variable, what is data types, operators, how we can set up the Java, what is JDK, what is JVM. ओके, यहाँ पे हमने एक चीज़ नहीं डिस्कस की, वो थी आईडी. आईडी यानी इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट एनवायरनमेंट. इट इज़ नथिंग बट वेयर यू विल राइट योर जावा कोड. ओके, आपका जावा का कोड जो है आप नोटपैड पे लिखने वाले हो, या फिर आप इक्लिप्स यूज़ करने वाले हो, या फिर आप इंटेलिजे एक आईडी रहता है वो यूज़ करने वाले हो, या फिर आप विजुअल स्टूडियो कोड यूज़ करने वाले हो. तो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट आईडीज होते हैं. ऑनलाइन भी आप रन कर सकते हो, ऐसा कुछ नहीं. इफ़ यू गो टू द गूगल एंड टाइप फॉर ऑनलाइन जावा कंपाइलर, you can create your first Java program with the hello world, no problem. Okay, I'll show you that quickly. So let me go there. Okay, online Java compiler, यहाँ पे जाना है. ओके, प्रोग्रामिक्स करके एक वेबसाइट है, बहुत अच्छा है कंपाइलर के लिए. ऑनलाइन अगर चाहिए, कौन सा भी कंपाइलर आपको चाहिए रहेगा, पाइथन या फिर जावा, सी शार्प, सो इट इज़ वेरी गुड वेबसाइट, यू कैन यूज़ दिस. ओके, यहाँ पे बस क्लिक कर लेना, एडवर्टाइजमेंट निकल जाते हैं. ओके, सो जैसे हमने क्या क्या पढ़ा, अभी डेटा टाइप्स पढ़ा है, वेरिएबल पढ़ा है, फंक्शन कैसे क्रिएट करना है, ऑपरेटर्स पढ़ा है. ओके, सो लेट्स टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ दैट यूजर नेम वाला. ओके, स्ट्रिंग यूजर नेम इज इक्वल टू अमर, ये एग्जांपल था अपना, राइट. एंड आई वांट टू चेक इफ यूजर नेम इज नॉट इक्वल टू नल, मतलब null nahi यानी someone has already logged in. So this Amar will be dynamic. Okay, again I'm saying this is, as of now for this example I have kept it as static, but we wanted to keep it as a dynamic. It will something coming from the database and we'll use that. So here we can just print that system dot out dot print line, and here we can basically print that username. और इसके आगे अगर मुझे कुछ कॉन्कैटिनेट करना है, जैसे कि वेलकम कोलन, ओके, और यूजर नेम, इससे क्या होगा, ये जो यूजर नेम है वो डायनामिकली प्रिंट होगा. जैसे ही रन बटन को आप क्लिक करोगे, यहाँ पे यू कैन सी योर आउटपुट वेलकम अमर. ओके, देन टेक अनदर एग्जांपल लाइक इंटीजर a is equal to 10, इंटीजर b is equal to 20. ओके, ऐसे दो एग्जांपल है, दो वेरिएबल्स से, and I wanted to do some arithmetic operations on them like system dot out dot println. यहाँ पे मुझे क्या करना है, a प्लस बी प्रिंट करना है. तो इससे क्या होगा, अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेशन हो जाएगा. जैसे कि a में 10 था, b में 20 है, इट विल बिकम 30. एंड सेम थिंग यू कैन यूज एनी अदर अरिथमेटिक ऑपरेटर्स लाइक मल्टीप्लिकेशन आप कर सकते हो, डिवीजन कर सकते हो, एडिशन कर सकते हो, सब्सट्रैक्शन कर सकते हो, मॉड्यूलस करके देखो. So just take this as an assignment. I mean, whatever topics we have completed so far today, you can just try to go this programmings.com और यहाँ पे ये जो डेटा टाइप्स हमने सीखे हैं उसका एक एग्जांपल करके देखो, वेरिएबल्स का करके देखो, ऑपरेटर्स का करके देखो. हमने लूप भी पढ़ा हुआ था. जैसे कि आई वांटेड टू प्रिंट लेट्स से 1 to 100 नंबर्स. व्हाट आई विल डू? फॉर लूप इंटीजर I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 100 and I plus plus. Okay, and then we have print that system dot out dot print line. और यहाँ पे आप क्या कर सकते हो? I print करके देखो. It should print 1 to 100 numbers one after another, one below another, like this. देखो 1 to 100. Okay, so just take one example as a assignment that just print even numbers and print odd numbers. Okay, and for break and continue keyword, uh, like just print all the numbers which are divisible by 3. Okay, and if it is like divisible by 3, any number you got which is divisible by 3, just stop the printing. Okay, so break keyword you can use for that. Just do this assignment, try at your own, so that way you will get some hands-on understanding of this basic things of the Java. And later we will go to the object-oriented programming. We'll see some examples on inheritance polymorphism tomorrow maybe, and we'll discuss on that detail. Okay, let me stop recording.